So welcome back to DC Silver Age Storytime with More Fun Comics number 69. This was published in July 1941. The story features the Spectre, although the cover, decent cover, features Dr. Fate, and this story is called The Strangler. So we open on the police station. They are getting a call from Mr. Bardsley, some person who's gotten a threatening letter. The chief does not seem to be impressed. He says, some guy with a powerful imagination who's getting scared silly over nothing. So they go out to investigate. And they hear a scream on the phone. So they travel out there, burst in, and they find the fellow dead. How did he die? Obviously strangled. The killer must possess extraordinary strength, for the head is crushed, almost torn off. So they get a call in the house. It says, Bardsley, this is your last warning. Either pay me that $10,000 or I'll kill you. Who is this? And they call the operator, and she tells them exactly where the call came from. They travel out there and ask him about it. Did you or did you not telephone a death threat to Bardsley a few minutes ago? And he confesses to it, but he says he wasn't the one who killed him. He had nothing to do with it. And Jim Corrigan, as the Spectre, is able to read his mind and can tell that he is being honest. So they do bring him in for questioning, and then he walks out and says, I'll sue you for false arrest. So he gets a letter. It says, leave $5,000 in a sack beneath the Carlson Bridge or die at 7 sharp, the Tentacle. So they're all happy. They're like, oh, good, we can use you as bait. No, he doesn't want to be bait for a killer. I won't do it. I'll be killed. I don't think you've much choice in the matter. 6 other men thought they could defy him without our help, and look what happened to them. So it does mention in there that 5 other wealthy men had been killed. So he locks himself in the room, and the chief of police and Jim Corrigan station themselves outside. When they hear, help me quick, they go in, and he is dead, again strangled, just like the others. They can't find anyone, and the chief of police decides it must be the Spectre. Okay, so they get another person who is being threatened and decide to protect him, but be a little more careful with it. This time the Spectre goes into the room. He says to him, don't be afraid. There's nothing to fear. A voice telling me to fear nothing strange, but a feeling of confidence is stealing over me. So at the hour at which the fellow is told to give the money, this plant in the room comes to life and reaches out to strangle him. Spectre says, no, you don't. He grabs the plant and starts to tear it apart. Carstairs calling for help. So that's by the way, that is Jim Corrigan out there. And they find the Spectre with the plant. And the commissioner tries to grab him, but plop, he's gone. No wonder it didn't matter that the doors and windows were locked. The killer, this plant, was already in the room. Now, if we could only locate the creator of this fiendish thing. Thanks for the suggestion, Jim. That statement kind of is curious, because Jim Corrigan and the Spectre are supposed to be the same being, yet they do exist at the same time, and the way he says that seems to imply that Jim Corrigan is a separate being. But anyway, so he goes out, and it says, beneath the Carlson Bridge, the Spectre changes himself into a bag of currency. So that's something we've never seen him do before. So the Strangler gets the money and brings it back to a greenhouse. And he dumps it out. Clever, exceedingly clever. I knew that my little creations would bring me power and money. I'd have to reread it. I've read it several times. Is he killing the people that are giving him money? I'm not sure. So the specter turns from the sack into himself. You cultivated those devilish plant killers, sold them to your wealthy customers, placed time mechanisms within them, killed those you threatened when they didn't appease your lust for money. So I guess there must have been other people who did give him money. Yes, but you'll never get me. But he manages to catch himself in his own plants. A horrible fate, but one of his own devising. Next morning, when the horticulturist's body is found, police are summoned. You see, Chief, these horrible plants, not the specter, were to blame after all. Whether they're to blame or not, the specter gets in my hair. You're to arrest him, see? On sight, remember that. Now, I think it would have been kind of cool. It would have been better. Probably not that hard. So we see the plant there, but in none of the other places do we see the plant. I mean, I don't know why he didn't just include the plant in the rooms of the other victims. So it's a fine story. Not fantastic, but it's serviceable. So that's More Fun 69, and we only have one more Spectre story left, and then that's it for the Spectre.